It is Thursday, and NET-136. Check the hardware, do a Linux install, and then we had a number of setup things. This is week 1, day 2 in the course. Alright, let's take a look at a couple things here. We've got, had the students check the inside of the computer, make sure they're familiar. A little bit of IT Essentials 1 review. Then install prep. What do you want to install? Do we need to do a kill desk? And we talked about installing, it was Fedora 25. We talked about managing the disk space. And then at the end I talked about power it down and then take the disk out when you power it up. We had a few issues there with the install, but big. So let me verify a few of these things right here. You need to know what to install for. Now our install, we installed the workstation, and of course it's for the class, so it's to experiment. But in the real world, there would be some rhyme or reason to what you want to install it. Typically, if we install, and there was a Windows operating system on the disk prior, typically we do a kill disk. Something to wipe the partitions in the drive, make sure the drive is fresh and clean, and so to speak. Since we were installing from the previous Fedora, it was 25, and now we're going to 27. They just were able to boot with the disk and delete the other items on the disk and reclaim the space, do the install. We had a couple of issues with the power down at the end, like I mentioned earlier. Not sure, but I suggested they power down, then take the media out upon as soon as they power it back up. That worked for me, but students had a couple issues, but I think they got it squared away. And for their documentation, they should, what you did, notes on what you did, root, password, and user. I talked a little bit about this. They need to create a user. They can make it an admin user, and they need to record those passwords, okay, so that I have them. At first I thought about sharing them, but initially we won't, okay. Documentation, information. You know, so you should be able to hand the documentation to somebody else, and they should have a pretty good little list of not only exactly what you did with those passwords and so forth in there, good identification info at the beginning, okay, and you should have all the information you would need also to repeat the process. Up here they should be able to read exactly what we're talking about. You know, we're doing an install, what have your name, the date, what class, who I am, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so the other major thing in the class, we did talk about Linux and how you need to be working on the materials in NetCAD. That makes sense? So you're working through those materials. I'm going to turn on those chapter exams or tests or assessments, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to turn those on for you so you can keep working through that material, and then we're going to have in the class more so hands-on work. On Tuesday we'll do one more clarify. We'll clarify the course, so it's good to have plenty of things that you have been working on and testing out, being able to access servers remotely. Also on Tuesday, we'll look at NetLab